the song every time. It cuts a little bit of time out of the "you're not allowed to say naughty words" time on YouTube, and also because it's like, okay, I know I'm live. Just a couple seconds seriously does matter. Like right now, I'm filling time before I can say naughty words. Warhammer Fest 2021, day 5. We're online again because COVID, so we're doing this. I'm going to go and full screen this guy. My prediction still stands that it's going to be orcs. Something I thought of just before going live is they never said the orcs would be for 40k. It could be some Iron Jaws or whatever, something Sigmar related. So could totally be just whatever. I mean, like, new orc models are new orc models. That'd be neat. I feel like they've teased us enough on the Snaga claw bite dudes, whatever, that we're gonna get them. High Lord of Terra. You know, this would be a good day. Based on how disappointing the first of them was, I'm gonna hope that we get, in the very least, just a month announcement on when the Orc Codex is coming out. Because, like, right now, I'm just like, should I... When? When are we getting our book? Because I want to play orcs. Like, and I feel like orcs are actually pretty decent right now, competitively. They're not top tier, but they've got some good play, especially with, like, you know, the kill tanks and the buggies. That stuff's great. But we lack secondaries, you know? Every new codex comes out with secondaries, and all of the secondaries so far that are faction specific are, for the most part, good. I think the Drukhari ones apparently suck. There was, I guess it's just the Space Marine ones that are really solid, because, like, Oath of Moment is just broken. That's a stupid secondary. The Drukhari ones are silly. It's like, kill a beast with a witch unit, I think is one of them. It's like, who the hell is taking that many beasts? I mean, it's fluffy, sure, but it's awful for competitive play. And then Necron have the reverse engage in all fronts, where you have to make sure your opponent doesn't engage in all fronts. That's pretty okay. So yeah, I'm hoping that we can get some decent secondaries and they don't fuck things up too hard with the core keyword. I assume that Gretchen are not going to be core. I assume that troop choices like you know, the boys are going to be, and then what if the Primaris boys are going to be. I think that I was just thinking about Death Guard, trying to figure out what's core for them. I think a majority of their vehicles aren't. Maybe that could be a thing for Death Skulls, that their vehicles are core. And for Evil Sons, it's Speed Freaks are core or something. I don't know. We'll see. I'm filling time because I saw that they were live, and then I went ahead and just went live and realized that we're actually still just waffling time because we're doing, like, cool, like, what's up with the High Lord of Terra? We don't know anything about her aside from this is the model. And that's it. I'm hoping that we get orcs today. I'll be disappointed if we don't. I will take orcs in any variety, even if it's like High Lord of Terra, where it's just like they show us 2 new models. I will take that. How long is this fest? It ends tomorrow. Normally this is a 1-day event, I think. But, you know, obviously with COVID. Now, for Warhammer Fest, they were doing it with all the different games. I mistakenly thought that 40k day was yesterday, so we ended up watching some of the box game stuff, because I'm like, whatever. Based on the tease today, we're getting orcs. Oh, thank God. I didn't see the tease. I'm super excited about it. Is Scary Mansion Day out? Yeah, MILF Mansion is out, so we are Okay, so we gotta go and do our vaccines in a bit. We could do some MILF Mansion after this. I was kind of thinking it might be good to do it before I go for the shot and then just cancel stream tonight because I have a feeling I'll feel like crap. I probably should have streamed it last night, but yeah. So I'm getting my vaccine. The issue is I'll only have about an hour to play it. There's more than one High Lord of Terra. They all have like different divisions that they work with. Like the, I think the Office of Assassinorum has one. It's the second one that I'm getting today. War Boss of Terra. I'd be fine with a War Boss of Terra. That would be fucking hilarious. Like a callback to like the, what was it? The War of the Beast? Primorcs? Dude, can you imagine if we got Primorcs today? That would be coming out of left field. We are not getting Primorcs today. Like, we just got Gaz. You can't be like, ah, yes. Primorcs. Oh, there they are.
Hello,
the two fucks that don't tell us anything.
Day 5 of Warhammer Fest 2021 online. My name is Adam Troke, and I'm joined today by my good friend and colleague, once again, Eddie Eccles.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here, Adam. I am very excited about today's preview. I think we've had 4 days so far.
Dorn was a nerd. You don't need him.
Excellent miniatures, some cool books, and some great expansions for different games on the way. But today we get to talk about one of my favorite things. I'm not going to say too much, but anyone who's familiar with me and what I've been up to in my hobby recently might have a clue already. But I'm excited, Adam. I'm excited.
You and me both, but mostly I'm excited because of how excited you are. So, everybody, welcome and thank you for joining us today on this, well, in where I live at least, very sunny Friday afternoon. It is lovely to have you all here. Let me explain how it works, and then we can get into the meat of it. Basically, for the next half hour
I'm
or so,
fine if it's, this could have been a suite, but it's with orc stuff.
In that region.
I think that's part of it.
Who knows? We haven't decided yet. Eddie and I are going to talk about loads of things to do with Warhammer 40,000.
Loads.
We're going to show you some videos. We're going to show you some new models and reveals.
Loads,
and what
guys.
Makes it all the more exciting is all the thousands.
Give me
of
the
you
load,
who have joined us
Adam.
from where you are in the world. I love it. You've already started blasting us with where you are. Everywhere from New Jersey, Oklahoma, Manchester. Someone's on a craft world. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. Sweden, Philadelphia. I love it when so many Warhammer fans from around the globe get to pile in and share.
It's 3 High Lords of Terra, guys. I mean, like, they said High Lord of Terra was loads of stuff, so
it helps slow the pace a little bit. You can subscribe either by being a subscriber through Amazon.
I'm not giving you $5 a month to be able to talk in your chat.
Life money, or there's no pressure. You can just join in the experience. I'm sure somebody will ask the questions that you've got. So if you have a question about anything you see,
I would love to get any information on the Eisenhorn show.
The chat is going so fast. We'll do our best, but we'll make no firm promises.
How often do they even stream? Pretty much daily, but it's like hobbying stuff.
We still got plenty of people.
But there's like other
Yeah,
YouTubers and streamers that do hobby stuff, and you don't have to pay.
Somebody from La Paz, Mexico. That's cool.
That's cool. I think we had some pretty exciting stuff yesterday. I think the internet got particularly excited. We saw about a particular crab.
Yeah.
Yeah, crabs.
If you were with us yesterday and you had a highlight from the stream, then let us know about it. But off the back of what we saw yesterday, the particular winner, I think, so far from yesterday at least, was the Idenethitkin Doonclaw, a crab who.
Yes. Fuck yeah, crab.
Hearts and minds yesterday.
That's why I tweeted out an image of a crab when I went live.
The runaway favourite for Warhammer Fest 2021 so far, and he's got some firm competition. When you think back to Monday and the amazing things that we showed for Warhammer Age of Sigmar with the Soulblight vampires, quite frankly, Radikar the Beast is like tier 1 amazing model, and still Doonclaw the crab is holding his own.
What about the other model you revealed on Tuesday?
In the chat.
There is a little miniature that in amongst the reveals today that I think for me beats the crab even on the kind of adorability scale. So,
better than crab.
I'm interested to see if the chat agrees with me. If there is a certain type of player in the chat, they may. But I think we may be ready to have our hearts won again by another little plucky miniature.
It's going to be a
interesting seeing
correction.
what other people have found to be their favourite. Somebody says Delac. Somebody says the Thunderhawk was spot on. If I was picking a favourite thing today, based on what we've seen up till now, it's either Radikar the Beast because he's just that good, in my opinion, or it's finally getting Gaunt and Elam Rawn in plastic.
You were particularly excited about those.
Apparently
It's,
the Thunder or the what was it? The Thunderhawk was
just followed that series for so long. It's
fucking.
Like entrenched in my,
It's
like,
800
Warhammer soul
points.
now.
I didn't realize that.
I think if you
God, I
speak
love
to a lot of Warhammer fans of a certain vintage, anyone who's been playing Warhammer for more than maybe 5 or 10 years, who's kind of remembers the start of that series, has been following it. Dan does a very good job of making you very attached to characters and then kills them, which makes the series very memorable.
Gaunt's
Well, you
Ghost
get
is a
through quite
good
a few
series.
books
I haven't
before
read all
anybody
of it.
of
I read
real
all
note
of.
dies, and then
That's how he gets you. That's how he
finally
gets
I'm
you.
reading
Explores
through
it, you're like,
Horse
it
Heresy.
seems
I
like a
haven't
nice,
finished
wholesome
it.
kind of family drama. You know, everyone's getting along. You know, we're getting some scrapes, we're getting some las bolts flying over our heads, but no one's significantly dying.
Well, I mean, the
All of a
casualty rate is
sudden,
horrendous for the
gut
Ghost, but
punch,
yeah,
gut
wow.
punch.
Okay, so of course I should just inform you.
They didn't
all
even
of,
mention
the other people
the High
who are
Lord of
behind the
Terror.
scenes helping the stream work. Big shout out to Notley and the moderators.
Cyphus Kane
who
is
keep the
great,
chat running
man.
smoothly. Thank you
Those
so much
books are
for, your help.
hilarious.
And also to Raph, the man behind the machine, our tech priest extraordinaire, who is going to make sure that everything works. And he says, yeah, Raph, love, put it right out there in the chat. He says,
Stop
"We're ready for our
waffling.
first reveal
This thing is going to be
video.
like 30
We'll see you
minutes. Just
right after
go.
this."
All right, let's go, boys. Let's go, orcs. Let's go, orcs.
Right, lads.
Yeah!
This is the plan.
Oh, we've already seen this video.
Cunning and Morky.
Oh, no, this one's new.
He's right nearby. So they's expecting us boys to charge right at him.
Are you giving us new commandos?
What we's gonna do, because we's orcs, but we's gonna do it from the side.
Yeah, they're giving us new
Expect the boys
commandos?
to come
Holy
from the
shit.
side, see?
I just got some
All we need to
RTLW
do
ones.
is creep up right close by hiding and stuff. Hiding. That's Grot's business. We don't do no hiding. That plan's stupid. I got about
Okay, no.
right. We got lots of orcs and lots of trucks. There ain't enough beakies to kill us all, so I say we go straight at 'em and hit 'em hard. That's the proper orky way. Lots of choppers, lots of dagger,
Yeah,
lots of war.
there you go.
Now, you listen up. We's the Beast Slayers, and we don't care if you sneak around like Morkers or charge in like Gawkers. We're only here,
How fucking big are these things? That's a knight.
and that's sticking the biggest gits, the chompiest monsters, and the hardest oomy stompers.
So are they gonna reveal some new squeaky fellas? Yeah. Ooh. That look like a new weird boy? Oh fuck, this is all new shit. Oh fuck. Oh yay! It's new orc things! What the fuck was any of that?
You've got to love it how the little orcs are bouncing around as they chatted in the video. Welcome back, everybody. You just saw our first reveal video. Eddie, I'm handing the mic straight to you.
So I'm very, very excited.
All right,
about
new
these guys.
boys.
So this is the Beast Snaggers. This is a
Is
new
that like a
breed of orc.
weird boss?
We knew these guys were coming. We've seen a couple of models so far, but this is a reveal of a significant chunk of more of these guys are on their way. So these
All
are
right.
And vehicle hunting orcs who, nomads who hunt down the biggest, scariest thing they can find in the enemy army. They harpoon it, they charge it, they get on the back of squigs and ride to battle, see if they can hunt it
I
down.
think I
They're
can make
bigger,
those guys
meaner than
look
regular
more,
orcs, and you can put them into
Death
any of your
Skullsy.
various orc armies. The miniatures are absolutely
They do look
stunning.
good. I
think
like
we've
those.
been spoiled of late with lots of very cool stuff from greenskins in various different settings. Fairly
Yeah,
recently
those
as
are
well, we've had
solid.
lots of
Those are
Speed Freaks
proper
for orcs.
scale
These are a very
boys.
different
They don't
thing.
have the
Again,
weird butt thing?
You can see
Like,
your
look at that
basic
guy in the
beast
middle.
snagger
He doesn't
boys
have the
there,
weird butt thing.
Are big burly-looking greenskins with choppers and sluggers, which is pretty classic. But they are also covered in
You got your knob.
pelts, capes, and furs of the various beasts.
Yeah, if I
they've
paint
brought
that
to,
like silver or
brought around.
whatever,
What you can
I
see on
think
screen
that'll
right
read
now,
as like
in
armor.
the center there is the unit knob, and you can see that he's got a claw there in one hand as well. So you've got the option.
Oh,
to
it is a
kit out
claw. I
your-
thought it was a
your leader
chopper.
with a big scary close combat weapon. All of the things we've seen on that
Kind of a
screen, if you
dinky
jump back
looking
one
claw.
Screen, maybe Raph, that is the.
Back to space and time.
Okay, well, we'll go back to
And
that
then you
later.
got
So
the
you
little
look- loads of
Gretchen on a
stuff,
tiny squig. That's
this army,
cute.
all of it
It's a
comes
bomb
in
squig,
one big
probably?
battle box, which is
Yeah,
gonna
it
be
looks
the
like a bomb
vanguard,
squig.
of the Orc launch. And there's loads of stuff. So you've got loads of those boys. You've got two big squad of 20 of them. You've got the Squig Hog Riders, and then you've got what I think might be my favorite miniature of the reveal today. Which, if you look at the bottom of the screen, there is a Grot bomb on Squig, and that is you are. What you see is absolutely true. That is a squig with a monowheel,
Right.
with a snotling on the back with what appears to be a large rusty nail.
Sure.
And he's riding along with the rest of the Squig Hog boys, contributing. I think.
It's a
I would
complete-
imagine he
it's a
works like
complete disregard for
the
what makes
the
sense,
bomb
that
squig where
only
he
the
just
orcs
runs
can
in and
manage.
dies.
A gyro-stabilized monowheel, which by itself is a technological marvel, powered by a rocket with a grot riding on top, armed only with a nail, and with loads of like.
Yeah,
dynamite
he's
and grenades
he's gonna be
strapped
one of
to it.
those ones
Nothing
that it's
about it
like
makes sense, but
the
it's
tank
perfect.
hammer or whatever, where it
It's
just
absolutely
dies and
just the
does
most
mortal
perfectly orky
wounds.
thing. So one of the things about orcs is that they've mastered all these kind of weird and wonderful technologies. They've got teleporting stuff. They've got bionic arms. They've got like lasers and
These
spaceships
sculpts are
and all
really
sorts of
good.
weird stuff. But they
Real
also,
solid.
really love just hitting you with a stick. So everything in orc culture is just about, can we get the dangerous bit into the enemy army as quickly as we possibly can? And the beast snaggers.
I don't know
particularly
if I like the
squig
squig
riding versions
riders.
of them
I don't
just
know if I
embrace
like that
So,
aesthetic, but
these aren't orcs that
all right.
reject technology completely. They just really like squigs as well, which is a philosophy I can absolutely get on board with. So this guy here, you're looking at
Knob
is the
on
knob
Smash
on
a Squig.
Smash a Squig. So
Okay.
this is a unit you can put into your army. He's on an even bigger, meaner squig than the ones we've seen already. The Smash a Squig effectively is a little bit like almost like those dinosaurs you have with the kind of massive craniums that smash into stuff
Right,
and
so it does
ram
mortal
into
wounds
their
on the
enemies.
charge.
And orcs think that's just the coolest thing ever. So the leaders of the Squig Hogs catch these things, they ride them into battle, and they crash into the enemy army, causing all sorts of damage. You can imagine these things are pretty big as well. The orc on the back of that is bigger than a normal orc knob, so just to give you a sense of the scale of him. So
Okay.
he's going to tower over things like enemy commanders and terminators and stuff like that. That is
Oh,
a big
cool.
model. A really fun.
I do
thematic
like
model as
proper
well. One of
scale
the things that
orcs.
you'll notice a lot across a lot of the Squig Hogs and the Beast Snaggers is that they're missing arms and legs and bits of themselves.
See, that's why I'm
basically.
thinking I
Basically,
could
it's
probably
the cost
work
of
this into my
taming
build.
The massive squigs that they ride, right?
It is exactly that. Yeah, it's exactly that. So first off, you're living in an environment that is squig heavy. So if you're asleep and you're an orc,
I love
for
what they've
a
done with
month
the
to kind of take a
eyes,
chunk
where
out
it's
of you,
like
they're
they've got
hungry,
that
they're
bottom
hungry.
lid that's got
And
like
also, these
the
guys
purple
make
kinda
their
to it.
business hunting down the biggest, scariest monsters and vehicles they can find. So you saw in the video there, they're taking on Imperial Knights. That's kind of their bread and
Aw,
butter.
Shim, fuck you
But
too. Welcome
they'll find
back.
the biggest, scariest monster they can. They'll saddle up, they'll ride out together, and this guy is the person who leads the charge. And charge that turns into a flying headbutt.
You have to love it. So this is the thing I'm most excited about.
Zodgrod
Because I'm old enough
Wartsnagger.
that I remember playing orc armies with Zodgrod Wartsnagger in the many, many moons
I have
ago.
no idea who
For
this is.
Warhammer fans of a certain vintage, this orc will be very familiar, although reborn and frankly bigger and better than ever. Zodgrod
It's a
Wartsnagger
cool
is
model.
a runt herd of incredible
A
notoriety.
named runt
He's
herd?
out of his clan because he does a thing which is considered unthinkable, which is he believes in the power and worth of the humble grot, and so he gathers to him Gretchen and Snotlings and trains them to be better than ever they thought they could. And the result is a mad assembly of Gretchen who will follow him to the ends of the earth, and a runt herd that nobody quite trusts. Is that fair to say?
That is absolutely true. So this is a character, and I think you were alluding
A
to this,
named
when we were
runt
chatting
herd.
earlier, Adam, that
Why-
has its origins
The
in
regular
some
runt
of the
herd no one's
very,
playing
very
right now. Why would
early
anyone play a
orcs we saw
named
in
one?
Second edition Warhammer 40,000, maybe even earlier than that. But
They-
a
it's
character
gotta
we
do
haven't
something
seen in
like
Warhammer
gives
40,000
pluses to
for
hit or
about 20
something.
years. And
I
he's
love
back
the
in
model,
new
but what
miniature.
the
It's just
fuck is
really
that?
fun. He's got kind of really wiry hermit sort of look to him. The hair, obviously, on orcs, they don't tend to grow their own hair, so that's
No.
probably some kind of hair squig that's been like
Right.
surgically attached to him somehow. He's got some really nice little touches. So he's missing a leg, like a lot of the beast snaggers. That's probably been bitten off by a squig at some point. His gun there, you see, has got like an injector needle. So that's what he uses, as well as being a.
I mean, I play
a
Gretchen
rock
anyway. I
Gretchen. He's
just
also
don't
like a
care if any
master,
run for morale because
monster
fuck it.
tamer and
I
catcher,
spent
so
5
he'll use
points
that
on
and
it.
inject it into like
You know?
charging squig-offs or enemy monsters or something, and then overpower them with hundreds and hundreds of highly trained as far as Gretchen go, highly trained Gretchen will kind of take down the monster. And then in the other hand there, you can see he's got his grot prod. So, you know, he's not above delivering some, you know, the odd electric
So it's
shock
going to be
the crops
some...
as well. They need to be kept in line, but
I'm confused
unlike
on
most
what
hunters,
this is
they'll
going
also
to
give them some
be
constructive feedback,
stat-wise.
as well as
Because,
just
like, I couldn't tell you what the
There's
stats
a
of a
few
run
things
herd
that I
are
still think
because,
are worth
like, who
covering
the
about
fuck
Zogprod
plays
as
a
well.
run
The first
herd
is,
right now? They don't even
the
fill out
chat has already picked
detachments.
up on it. He has glorious hair and glorious beard.
I mean, he's
It's
a
real
cool
hark back to
model.
The old hair squig concept of,
He's going to be snake
yesteryear.
bites, most
You
definitely.
can see what I'm guessing are staples connecting it to his head. So I like to imagine he's found the hair squig and literally stapled it to his bonds.
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, hair squigs,
Never heard
traditionally,
of
if you go
him.
back to your origins of orc
Oh
lore,
my
tended to
god,
be
look
kind
at
of
this
parasitic
ancient
creatures that orcs tend to
fucking
attach to their
model.
heads, but they had a tendency to kind of fall off and wander off, so you might need to kind of attach them.
Wow,
onto
that
a
is
bit
such a
of
glow up. Look
you know,
at that. Holy
encourage them to stay
shit.
on.
Incentive to stay. And the other thing is, of course, what
That's
he
the
would
old
do for
model?
the crop
God
breeding,
damn, so this guy has
select
not had a
one
model
Gretchen
in
in the old day,
years.
and they would get better stats.
From
they would
Rogue
perform better on the
Trader.
battlefield. We're going to
Yeah,
see
fuck,
a
dude.
modernization of that principle for Zogra Wartsnagger and the Grots in your force when he arrives.
Yeah,
so he's
snake
got a special rule
bites.
basically where you
So
can choose
kind of
one the
leads to the
Gretchen
thing
units in
of
your
all
army,
these
and
guys are
yeah,
snake
you
bites.
basically say these
You
are the
call
special
'em,
Gretchen, these are the
what is
elite,
it?
elite Gretchen. They're still pretty much
Snagga boys or whatever.
40K.
They're
slightly
snake
better
bites.
than a
And
normal
I'm
Gretchen.
glad snake
And
bites
they
are getting
can,
some
they
love
can
because
shoot
they
a little bit straighter, they can
suck
fight a little bit
so
harder,
much
they're a
dick
little bit more useful
in
to your
8th
army in a bunch of
edition.
ways, but,
Completely
a really interesting
useless.
character, a wonderful model,
Overpriced
very characterful and a really nice
stratagem,
arc to some,
boring
old school
warlord
Warhammer
trait,
lore as well.
broken as fuck.
Raf suddenly moving us on as we eulogize over Zogra Wartsnagger. So this is the Beast Snaggers Orcs army set that you alluded to previously, Eddie, yeah?
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff on its way for Orcs, and it all kicks off with this Beast Snagger army box. So in this box, you get all of those miniatures we saw before. You get 20 Beast Snagger boys, you get the 3 Squig Hog boys, you get the Norbon Smasher Squig, you get the little Bomb Squig, and you get Zagrod as well. All in this box, along with the
Rev has
brand
his
new,
spending money
codex
face on.
for the
Shut up,
first place you
you!
can get hold of it, and the main release
Yeah!
codex will follow very close behind. So this is a brand new codex for Orcs, much like all the rest of the codexes we've seen for the new edition of Warhammer 40,000. It's got loads of good stuff. So if you're an Orc player, this is a brand new army for you. This isn't just the last codex with a new cover. There is everything about the army has been changed. If you look at what we've seen for Drukhari, what we've seen for Space Marines and for Necrons, you get a sense of the kind of scale of changes you can look forward to. So there's Crusade rules are in there, obviously, which is all about collecting scrap and working
I'm gonna
through
spend
the biggest
money.
boss and going on a war and stuff like that. But loads of your Orc units that you already have become much more appealing and much more.
I don't like the cover of this book
A
because
lot
whatever,
of the kind of
but
default choices for Orcs become much less default because lots of your other units in your army, lots of your other weapon options become much more accessible. And one of the really nice things about
anyone
it is
who
that
has
the
any of
studios
those
worked
books,
really hard to make this. However you want to build an Orc army, it's going to work. It's going to be fun. So you can, if you really love Squig Hogs, you can just go in that direction. If you really love bikes, you can go all bikes. If you just really want loads of vehicles, if you want loads of Death Dreads, if you want loads of anything, whatever you like about Orcs, and there's a lot to like about Orcs, you can go in that direction, or you can just chuck everything you want in a big old war and throw it across the tabletop.
I like my bikes. I like my vehicles.
Fantastic. Now, I believe next up it might be a word or two from Stu Black, or am I jumping ahead of myself, Raph? Beautiful. Right, so we were lucky enough this week to be able to pin down essentially the mega boss of Warhammer 40,000, Warhammer Studios' own Stu Black, and sling a bunch of questions his way about all of this. Let's go over to it, and then we'll see you right after this.
We are getting Codex. That is what I wanted to know. Book win. I don't care about what the fuck this guy's about to say.
So we've got
Thank
a
you
new
for
type of
the
orc,
500 bits, Top
called
Houndor.
Beast Snaggers. So maybe people will be familiar with the kind of idea of the different kind of subcultures within Orky society. Orcs kind of get really easily obsessed with
Get
one
some
thing.
better looks at these
So
models.
people
That's
might know
good.
about the
I mean,
speed
they
freaks,
must be
where
big
orcs
because
get
those are
really obsessed with
Primaris
going really,
Marines.
really fast.
So they
The
gotta be
Beast
like
Snaggers
what?
are orcs that kind of become obsessed with hunting, fighting the biggest monsters.
3
that
or
they can
4
find.
inches tall.
And they tend to orcs then tend to kind of form like with like, so they tend to band together in groups who have like the same kind of obsessions. And so the beast snaggers are orcs that hunt kind of vehicles, monsters. They travel the galaxy looking for the biggest.
I'm gonna
toughest
bet that we
things
don't get a
can
whole
fight.
lot of extra information
So
from
they
here on
have
out.
like a really nomadic kind of feel to them. They're hunters.
Oh, I love that
You'll
with
see on
his
the
jaw
models,
there.
there's
That's
kind
so
of bits of,
good.
animal hide and teeth. They also have quite a lot of bionics. It's
I
quite
like the
dangerous
bionic eye on him. It
monsters,
reminds
and
me
also
of the
looking after squigs. So I think there's a fair number of orcs that lose their hands and feet to
what is it? The big
dangerous
Mecha
monsters.
Shock Attack gun
So they
head.
also have quite a lot of kind of technology and bionics and upgrades. Their pain boys are very busy. So with the launch of the Beast Snaggers,
We already
it's
have
a new
Gazgul.
kind of subculture of orcs. It
Oh,
works
you mean-
across
yeah, it
all
kinda
the
looks like
different
Gazgul's
clans.
head.
So I've added some to my Goth army. And in the box, you get several units of the new Beast Snagger boys. You also get the Squig Hog boys. So Beast
I mean,
Snagger
that
boys riding
box,
on these kind of
Depending on how much it
bigger
is,
squigs
it's
than
probably
things that
going to be
we've
pretty
seen before.
solid.
Quite often with a little
Because these
grok
are new
kind of
models,
sidekick
and they're going to
hanging
try
on
and
the back.
push them.
And also the return of a character that we've not seen for a very long time.
I have like no
Warhammer.
interest in
all the way
playing
back
him.
from the distant past of Rogue Trader and second edition of Zogrod Wartsnagger, who's a kind of rogue runt herd. So the legend tells that he kind of.
Because I haven't bothered
became
running a
obsessed with
run
building
herd
the
in any of my
smartest, breeding
armies.
the smartest
Like,
and cleverest of grots and runts.
even when I was
Which is
just playing
something that most of us
casually,
thought was a giant waste of time.
I was like,
And at one point,
he's
he ends up
useless.
firing a mech boy through his own shock attack gun because he feels like he's been like wasting the super grots. He gets exiled from his clan and kind of becomes a rogue runt herd. So like a really cool character that we haven't seen in decades really, returning to the fold. So you can use the Beast Snaggers in any Orc army. You could collect a whole army of Beast Snaggers if you like, or you can add them to any other Orc army. I've added them to my Goths. I've got a big Goth army.
I think
I've added
replacing my
selection
boys
of
with Beast
Snaggers
Snaggers
in,
is
or
probably
picking
going to
up
be a
as
thing,
Goths.
but I'm
In the
probably
same
not
way
going
as
to run a
Speed
whole
Freaks can
bunch
be
of
from any
them.
clan.
I
But
don't
tend to
like
have
Green
kind of-
Tide.
There's a lot of them in the
I know
Evil
that's, like-
Sons, kind of the things that those clans like, and their subcultures align quite neatly. The same with the Beast Snagger. So any Orc army can take them. They can be from any clan. There's quite a lot of them in the Snakebite clan. Their kind of philosophies, if that's the right word to use for orcs, kind of align very neatly. So they're very predominant.
getting our
Snakebites,
book.
but yes,
That's
you
the
can use
important
them,
bit.
In any clan, they tend to be a bit bigger and stronger than your average Orc boy, and quite fast. They have
That's such a cool looking model.
a lot of kind of supporting things that enable them to move around the battlefield quite quickly. They do feel kind of like hunting packs that kind of head out across the battlefield and hunt down kind of the enemy's key units.
I mean, yeah, that sounds
So
like a
Beast Snagger
fast
launch
attack
is
choice in
really
general.
exciting,
But
whether
okay,
you're an Orc fan like me who's been collecting Orcs for years and years, or somebody brand new.
I'm
I think if
happy.
you're brand new to Orcs,
This is
it's a
what I
great
wanted to hear on
opportunity to start
Tuesday.
A new type of Orc army that's never been seen before. With the Beast Snaggers, you could really kind of just lean into that theme and just collect that would be a great starting point. And if you're an experienced Orc war boss and you've got loads of Orcs already, this will give you like a
God,
whole
that guy
load
must
of
be
new Orc things to
huge.
explore and
Like,
really kind of
you're gonna be able
different
to
way
see
of
that guy
playing with the
wherever
existing
he
units that you
is.
have, and the way
The
that
head
they kind of
button
synergize
guy?
and work together. So I'm a big fan of the Orcs. I have an Orc army. I'm lucky enough that mine appears in the book in the Crusade section, which was a real privilege. And I think my favourite thing about the Beast Snaggers is that they really feel like they're kind of building on a really strong archetype of Orcs that we've maybe not really played with before. all the way
Because they
back
were
again.
bad last edition.
Feels like hundreds of years ago in the original kind of Orc War, the Orc type books, there was this idea of squigs and how Orcs kind of have their own ecosystem. And this is a really great opportunity to explore that and really kind of go deep into some kind
The
of
relic
background
for
that's been around for a
Snakebites, I
really
think,
long
was
time,
legitimately the
but
only
maybe we
thing good
haven't
about
really been
them.
able to explore before. So one of the things in the launchbox is the new Codex, which isn't just about Beast Snaggers, it's about the whole Orc range. And we really wanted to take a good look at how Orcs play on the battlefield. They actually perform really well at the moment in the game. There's big blocks of Orc boys are really potent on the battlefield, which is great.
Yeah.
But we also wanted to make sure that the other play styles that book can build are equally kind of valid.
I
as a
really
way
want to
of
do my
playing the game.
MSU
It can be
shit
fun.
still.
So we really looked at things like Speed Freaks and those kind of things to make sure that the full codex really felt like however you wanted to play with your orc army, you could make an army list out of that book that really enabled you to do that on the battlefield. So whether that is
Are those ones on?
like a Speed Freak
Those
type
might be
themed
Titan
army with loads of
bases, or
buggies
like
and trucks
the
and
Speed Freak
bikes, or
bases.
you really did want to lean into
I
the
think
beast
those are Titan
snaggers and have
base
loads of
as well.
squigs and those kind of things. Or
Boys look
you know, a
really
traditional
solid
Goth
though.
or infantry
Fucking
horde.
hell.
You had loads of different ways of playing.
The
with
mohawk
all
on
of
'em.
which gave you a great experience on the battlefield and interesting things to do with them. So that was kind of our main focus. As well as then taking a good look at every data sheet in the book, you know, tweaking them, toning them, updating them, just to make them as good as
I'm
they
gonna be a
possibly
nerd,
could
and
be.
I'm probably gonna pre-order it. The book, probably not the models.
Well, thanks.
I
to
got a
Stu
bit of FOMO
for
for
giving
the
us
Speed
the
Freak
lowdown
box,
on, the
'cause
new
that's a pretty
orcs
solid
and their
box,
codex
but-
and some of the things that we've seen so far. Eddie, a few questions have popped up in the chat that I think we'd do well to cover off. The first one was: is the set a limited edition set?
So the box set
It
will
is.
be a limited edition set, but the
It always
good news
is.
for anyone who doesn't get it the first time round is that none of the contents in the box is exclusive to that set.
Of
so
course.
The,
So I think I might wait
Beast
because I don't
Boys,
need
the Squidhog
the
Boys,
character.
all the characters that
and
come
it's
in that
gonna
set
be
will be available
expensive.
separately alongside the Orc Codex, which follows hot on its heels. And the Codex itself, the only thing that's exclusive about it in that box is the cover itself.
Yeah, I don't need the.
Great, thank you. The next one was:
That-
people are asking when. You know, we don't normally answer the exact details, but what sort of timeline do you think we're looking at?
So we've got to be fairly close, otherwise we wouldn't be talking about it quite so much, would we? So we don't have too long to wait. My suggestion would be that if you're excited right now, maybe go and have a look at some of the current orcs and decide if you want to start a collection. Certainly, I've been talking to a few people who've had a chance to have a look at the Codex, and we've all been building stuff up. I know that Mike Brandt from our events team is very excited, particularly about the Beast Snaggers. He's been picking up Rocket Truck Squig buggies. So anybody who's wanting a pro tip in terms of what maybe is going to be the new hotness for all.
Yeah, you would have called the Rocket
Who
Truck
knows? Who knows?
Squig Buggy
There you
good.
go. Cool. So.
All right, my dude.
but don't
It's a
panic,
cool
it's not far
model,
away.
but it fucking
And
sucks.
then, the question, and it came up so many times, and I think Stu Black addressed this at least a couple of times during that video, so might be on a new level of trolling here. Are they their own clan, or do they fit in amongst other clans? How do they fit into the orc culture?
So they work in a very similar way to the way that Speed Freaks do. So if you imagine,
Yeah,
that
that's what
these
I'm gonna
guys,
do.
you can certainly have an
Herger
entire army
Blurred
just of,
is,
Beast
just
Snaggers
add
if you want
some
to.
bits from
And
the
then within
regular
that, you can
boys
put them in
box,
any of the
make
various
them look
clans.
like
They
they've
can
got
be
metal
Snakebites, they can be Goths,
plating
they
on
can be
them
Death Skulls, they can be,
instead, and then they're
Bad
Death
Moons,
Skulls,
whatever
you know?
whatever you've got. They have a particular affinity with the Snakebites. So in the same way that the Speed Freaks get some extra rules when you put them in an Evil Sun's army, they go even faster when you combine those two things together. There's some extra rules that they get.
So
when
they
you put
get
them in a
even
Snakebite
tougher
force.
if they're in
So
Snakebites?
They effectively synergize particularly well with that faction. But certainly, if you've got
Okay.
a Goth force, you've got a Bad Moons force, whatever, you can still put these guys in your army, and they work perfectly well.
Very good. Right. Okay. So, thank you for helping cover those off. Raf has. It's fair to say this isn't all that's coming for orcs. There's a lot more down the road.
Oh,
There is a
Mega
great
Boss and War! Oh shit! Yay!
Yeah, so
He's
Orc
back!
fans, you need to be about 50% more excited than you already
Fuck
are, because
yeah!
we've only shown you
Holy
half of
shit,
the
that
orcs
model
that are
looks
on their way
great.
this year in the
Yes,
coming months.
getting one.
What you are looking at right now is the new war boss in mega armor. So
They
if you're
took him
worried that
from
you really
us,
like orcs, but
and
maybe
now he's
Squigs wasn't
back.
Quite the direction for you, and you were much more about heavy armor and maybe a Goth or a Bad Moon warband. The good news
Oh,
is there's plenty
shit,
of stuff on
look
the way,
at him.
to scratch that technological itch as well.
Mhm.
Warboss in Mega Armor is a model that has never previously existed in quite this term. It has been in the Codex a few times, and there's been a lot of orc players
Yeah,
who
to kit
really
bash
wanted the
him.
opportunity to add a kind of their own Mega Armored Warboss to their force, but they've previously had to use either the Gazgul model or kind of fudge one themselves out of different bits and bobs.
It's called
But
kit
now they
bashing,
have
you
a
slut.
dedicated kit. It's very cool. You've got a huge Warboss. He's obviously larger than any of the other orcs in your army outside of maybe Gazgul himself.
Okay, yeah, I'm
He's
getting
got
him.
the largest orc portable chopper in the Codex, which is even bigger than the choppers that your Nobs and Warboss will carry. And then he's got both of his hands full because he's carrying a big axe. So on his back he has his
that a
Gretchen
big
assistant
shooter?
who is carrying his dagger for him.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
a shoulder-mounted pintle operated.
I
tactical
love that.
drop
I
shooter.
thought that's
Tactical
what that
drop.
was in
Fantastic.
the
Thank you, Raf.
reveal.
We're not quite done yet. There is a little bit more Warhammer 40,000
Yes.
goodness still to show. Shall we proceed to the next thing? So,
Oh,
what we
shit.
see here is
Are
an
they new
upgrade to
Cadians?
The Cadian shock troops of the Astra Militarum.
Oh,
And
damn.
it's going to be provided inside the Cadian sets in the future. Is that right, Eddie?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So the Cadian shock troops are the kind of archetypal guardsmen which most regiments around the galaxy are inspired by. But one of the things that we know about the Astra Militarum and the Cadians especially is that
their
they
models are
a
old as
massively
shit?
diverse bunch of folks, ranging from loads of different planets across the Imperium, but also every range from
New
like,
heads.
green behind the ears, new troops on day one, all the way through to
Oh,
hardened
that's a
veterans.
subtle
What
little
this kit
change
does,
there. I like the
is it
playing
allows
cards
you
on
to
that
really
dude.
Customize your guardsmen. You can have a range of different options for heads. You've got rebreathers, you've got different ethnicities, you've got some female guardsmen mixed in amongst them there.
There it
You've got
is.
respirators and all sorts of cool stuff. And as well as that, you've also got all of the special weapon options that your guardsmen have had in their codex since forever now come in the box. So rather than
Okay.
just having a flamethrower and a grenade launcher, which have come in forever, and then you have to sort of buy loads of command sets to get plasma guns or something weird, all of the special weapons, the snipers, your melter gun, your power swords, your plasma pistols for the sergeant, they all now come in that box alongside your Cadians. So a really cool.
The
little
important
upgrade
bit
kit,
there is they've changed the
they
heads
come in
that way it's
alongside,
not
Cadians
just.
very soon. You can see all the different components there.
Now is the moment to stare really closely at your screen.
Yeah, that's what
There
I'm
will
doing.
be a picture of this on Warhammer Community.
Old
Don't worry too
men,
much. We'll have
and
a
you got
more
some
detailed
women,
look.
you got some people
'Cause
who
here you can
aren't
see
white
just
dudes.
how many heads there are. My favourite, for the record.
Yeah.
Second row, second in. You've got a cool Mohawk guy, and I'm nicking that for an Orlok.
So I really like the guy top left, second in, who's got the lucky cards tucked into his helmet. So what I quite like about it is all of your kind of military archetypes.
I mean, you can
You've
paint
got,
them
like,
yourself,
a
but you
war
know,
film or
like,
something, or like
you know,
comic book or
you
something
want their
from World War
face
II
to
or
look
something, and there's
right.
a type
and-
of guardsman or type of
I don't
warrior
know.
who's probably represented
This
in
is
So you've
this
got,
is
like, the
something
grizzled
that they're
veterans, you've got
doing
the-
because they
the sergeant
realize
with his
that
cool
there's
mustache,
no
you've got the
reason to
monocle
not
guy,
have
you've got the kind
women
of face
in
mask
the
guys.
guard.
Just a really, really nice bunch of options, and I think you'll probably see use
And some lady Cadians
and
as
some
well.
lady Cadians, yeah. But by the
Because
time
they're
you've
in
got
the
a
books,
jacket
they're
on and,
in the
Camden
games,
Malaska,
but
everyone kind of looks the same. But once you take the helmet off, all of a sudden you can start to.
I would
see
have
that
just
the
done
Astra
like an
Militarum
upgrade
is equal opportunities
brew,
employer.
you know?
Everybody's Christopher Mill, right? Also, best comment ever in the chat. I don't know if you can use them in every clan. Tommy Two Cans. That was amazing. Well played. Which I think is just nice. It's a great way of the. This is a great way of the Warhammer Studio and the miniatures design team breathing even more life into a kit which is a classic and helping sort of cement.
I
the
think
kit
an
in its
upgrade
place
sprue
within
would have
the-
done just fine
lore
for
of Warhammer
this.
40,000.
That had,
So many-
you know, all
so
of
many
these new
planets within
heads.
the Imperium, when
but-
they export guard as the Imperial tithe towards the armies of the Astra Militarum, they model their troops off of Cadia. So even though Cadia is now essentially rubble, Cadia still stands, and its legacy will continue on for some time yet to
I
come.
think Cadia
I
is
think we're gonna see a
gone
lot of these
and exploded, but okay.
bits and kits used across different ranges as well. So you already talked a little bit there about eyeing up one of those heads for your Necromunda gang.
Oh,
I think
sure.
One of the really nice things about the Imperial range in Warhammer 40,000 is it's so flexible. You've got all of the Necromunda things you can mix together. You've got
Yeah,
all
it'd be
of the
nice if it was
Astra
something that wasn't
Militarum.
Cadia
A
or
lot of people are taking
Catachan,
Astra
but
Militarum stuff, mixing it with Adeptus Mechanicus stuff. There's so much.
I mean, the
range you can
Catachan
really
models are
personalize your
looking
Imperial
real
army that
crusty
if you
now.
want to, you can just absolutely
But I
make it your
mean,
own, which is one of the things I just really like about the Warhammer hobby,
what is
really.
it, the Valhallans? I
Yeah,
love that
absolutely.
aesthetic. Too bad you
So,
can't get new models.
We're not quite done yet. I believe Raf is racking up the next thing.
I'm
So-
quite excited about this as well. I mean, I've got
Boys?
several armies that are dear to my heart, and one of them is certainly the Orcs, but another one of them is maybe teased a little bit in this video.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Well,
have a little tease.
if it's chaos, I'll be just absolutely erect. Could be. Oh, Thousand Suns? Grey Knights. Oh shit, they need some love right now. No, wait, what? That's Zangor? And oh, is this gonna be like a new book? Like didn't you just announce one? Fire and Magic. You just announced one of those books. You're announcing another one?
Magic in the 41st millennium. Eddie, what does it mean?
Well, it's very cryptic so far, Adam. But I think anybody who knows their Warhammer 40,000,
Oh, it's a
will probably
box
put
set.
few of the
Okay.
pieces together. I think we definitely saw something a bit kind of esoteric, a little bit magical there. This may well be the hint about some of the armies that are going to be getting love in the not too distant future. So if you spotted anything in there that aligns with your particular faction of choice,
So whoever
maybe
was saying the
start to be
Zinch guy in
excited
chat,
and,
you should be excited. That's
build up
probably
some
a Thousand
furious in
Suns Grey
preparation for
Knights
what maybe
box.
some new rules on the way. Who knows?
Yeah,
New Grey Knights would be cool. I like the Grey Knights
Warhammer
aesthetically,
40,000
like
fans around the world who are hanging
secret
on for their
monks.
particular codex of choice, and you know the things that will correspond with those. So maybe this is a bit of exciting news.
I'm
on
betting
the
you that's a
horizon for them.
box set. They can't do another
Yeah,
book
I
after
think,
announcing one
it's
on
certainly,
Tuesday, right?
nice to
That'd
know
be
that
weird.
The studio is still going to keep those codexes coming, basically. So if your particular faction hasn't had love yet, if you're not an orc fan for some reason, I mean, you probably should be, but you know,
Yeah, the
if you're not
fuck
an
is
orc
wrong
fan,
with
if
you?
you've chosen the wrong army and you don't like orcs,
Right.
then you know your faction isn't too far off. So
Well, I think it's one of the things you and I can agree on is basically green is the best color for an army in Warhammer 40,000, and you've got two
Blue.
choices when the Orc Codex hits, right? So he says, wearing his shiny new Dark Angels t-shirt.
I'm wearing my I'm suited up appropriately. I've got my orcs top on today. I'm
Right.
ready. I'm ready.
So
But I think probably worth saying, Adam, one of the really
Drago's
nice things
coming
about
back.
40,000 is that everybody does have their favorite army, and it's obvious from talking to people that they feel a real affinity to their faction. That's one of the things that makes Warhammer 40,000 such
That
a fun
mega
hobby,
armored
is that
war
people are
boss,
so
though.
invested
Holy
in their
shit.
particular faction of choice. And if your faction isn't getting love at this particular Warhammer Fest, don't worry. Everybody will have their turn in the sun. And it will be.
I think it's worth noting the Warhammer studio, you know, with the Citadel Miniatures design.
I'm gonna skip the
teams,
Snagaboy rider
tirelessly
things and the
pouring
named
out
character,
best
but the
models we've ever seen in our
boys
lives.
and the fucking
And
mega armor,
Just
dude.
'cause it's not your day in the
Holy
sun right
shit!
now, I see somebody
I'd
saying, "Give us
love to
Azrael."
run a
I
mega
couldn't agree
armored
more,
war
but
boss.
I'm willing to wait.
I'm gonna bet he
Um,
only has one loadout,
hopefully
but fuck it,
more
dude.
Warhammer all the time, forever. So we have
Like,
reached the end.
Super
am I right,
chopper?
of this preview
Probably
show.
like a
So
big
right,
chopper
show
with a
notes.
little bit extra
I'm
strength
surprised
of
I don't look at the
damage.
show notes as
Like,
I go along. I get
that'd be
excited to
cool.
talk about orcs. Right. I would like to, in that case, thank everybody in the chat who has come and joined us. It's been super exciting.
You know
particularly all
what?
the
This was
brave orc
actually a
fans
good, and I
who
don't think
showed
it's
up in
just
the
because I
masses
like
before the show
orcs, but
even
they
begun
actually
and screamed "War" as
announce
loud as they could.
constant
I'm
things.
so glad you got something you're excited about, and everybody else who's come in and joined
Like,
the chat,
they
asked great
announced-
questions,
It
been hyped
wasn't
about
like,
things
hey,
we've
look at the
gone
High
to
Lord of
speak
Terra.
to.
You know, they
It's
they
been
kept
delightful
announcing
having you here
things.
with us. Thank you to the moderators who've helped things to flow smoothly.
We have a lot, yeah.
Thank you.
First
Feedback
day was like,
behind the scenes.
they could
Who's
have
pressed all
done
the
all of
buttons
this
and
in
made us
one
look
day,
better than we
and it
would
would have just
otherwise.
been like,
And
holy
thank you, Eddie,
shit.
to you for bringing all your awesome
It wasn't just
green
one
skin
thing; it
knowledge.
was like multiple
That is
models.
it for day 5 of Warhammer Fest 2021 online. We're not quite done yet, though. We will be back tomorrow at 6
Oh,
p.m.
okay. I was gonna be
EST
like, oh my
for
god,
the
he can't
final
do this to
installment,
me.
And perhaps the most exciting thing of all. So for now, good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Well, you know, my simping is showing. I'm excited. I'm real excited. We got our book announced, sort of. I would have liked a more definitive date, but it's soon. We have the book image now exists. Like, we know that it exists. We have confirmation that that is a mega armored war boss. The, fuck, man. Holy shit. Yeah. Is there any other settings aside from base Warhammer and 40k? There's Necromunda, which takes place in 40k, but it's just in like one gang-riddled city. Sigmar is regular Warhammer. It's kind of just those two universes, yeah. 30k, which is like when the Horse Heresy actually started, where all the bad guys decided to face the other bad guys over stuff, you know. The Horsey. So yeah, the mega armored war boss I'm getting the boys. And then the fuck does a run herd even do? I'm trying to remember. So he's got a grot poker, right? The new guy. I mean, it's gonna be better than a regular run herd, but like, I'm gonna have to look it up. I legitimately have no idea what the fuck a run herd does. Give me a sec. Like, I play orcs. I have the Runt Herd model because it comes with any Gretchen box you buy. But as far as I know, the box is literally just to, like, that base is just to make weird boys with, right? Like, no one actually runs them as Runt Herds? Because I thought about it once. Okay, so Runt Herd is 40 points. It can have a Grot Prod, which is probably what he's got. He's probably got an advanced Grot Prod. So the Grot Prod is Strength plus 2, AP 1 damage. Okay. And then you can have a Grot Lash or a Hurting Squig. Which it didn't look like he had either. Yeah, there's a reason that no one does that. Like, that's a just bad model. Like, so I don't know how you get a character version of it. I was talking about the relic. The relic is broken. It's bees. If you guys haven't seen the bees relic, it's amazing. It's just a grenade filled with bees, and you throw bees at the opponent, and it bounces, like, the bees go and attack everything on the board until it runs out of things. It's great, but you know, that's the best thing about snake bites. They have a 6-up Feel No Pain. That's snake bites thing, which is like, okay, like 6-up armor, like invuln, is much better. Gloomspite gets, you could play Grot Mob, which is a subculture that is just 6-up invuln and rerolling ones for Gretchen. It's pretty good. I'll throw in a detachment of it for like smash guns or the Grot tanks, the mega Grot tanks. Those are good. Obviously on TTS. I own some mech guns, but they're kit bashed because they're $50 a model, and it's just not a good price. So I used like toys instead. Yeah, no, I'm fucking happy about that shit, man. That is a fucking good reveal. They actually revealed stuff today. They actually revealed things, guys. So I guess that's it for me for now. So we got two options here. We are going to have to head out the door in about an hour. So that way we can get our shots. That means that we can really only do an hour of stream before. I think it's better for me to just wait and do I just thought of something. Why don't we wait and do I bet you it's going to be on the Warhammer community page. All right. Now, do we have a date for when this is coming out? Solid fucking models. Very proud of that model. It's cute. God, look at that fucker. Oh, it's so good to see a mega armored unit that's not all like boxy and tiny. Like, he's standing up straight. He's a big lad. Oh. I think I might wait and do the stream later tonight. And then they're like, also shock troops. Like, that's a cool model. Like, I like the cards. That's neat. Sure, whatever. Yeah, this feels like it could be an upgrade sprue. And then if you wanted to, you could put it on your Catachan and your guys wouldn't have stupid faces anymore. Yeah, so there's no announcement date on the codex or anything. But hey, if it's soon, that means it's probably going to be Okay. We're going down the rabbit hole, y'all. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna figure this out for us. All right. This needs to load faster because I don't know where to go with the song. I'm looking for Drakari are really good right now. But the funny thing is that I think I'm fine. Like, I lose to them regularly. But I think it's just because I haven't figured out how to win. I think I have figured it out, though. Wait, they had already shown that off. Wait, they only showed off one new model on Tuesday? I thought these chicks were new. The shield ladies. But they're not? They literally already showed us those. Wait, did they already show us the High Lord of Patera? So they showed us this model fucking April 21st. I knew that the baby carrier sisters were already a thing, but holy shit, what? So they literally only showed one model. The High Lord of Terra on Tuesday. That was it. Okay. So I'm not finding the Drakari announcement. I'm trying to find that. When did they announce the Drakari thing versus when did it come out? It's Drakari for sure. Yeah, I feel like the AdMech stuff is going to be first, then it's going to be Sisters, and then Orcs. Because I think they were trying to do 2 per month, but they couldn't because COVID. Those were cool models, but way too expensive. When did they announce? I feel like they announced it. Okay. Okay, so the Drakari box, or the Drakari stuff, was announced when? Why don't they sell more shirts? They really should. Wait, Warzone Charodon was also announced? Wait, they already had... What? What? What the fuck did they announce on Tuesday? It's Act 2 of... Yeah, I know, but I'm just like, what? What? Alright, so anyway. Drew Kari Codex announced. Blah, blah, blah. Necrons, shipped out. Mechanicus announced coming soon in March. Oh. And then the Sisters book was announced on the live stream May 4th. Okay. I have no idea. Ah. March 27th. I can't find when it was announced. Ad block isn't working? Yeah, I noticed. So on March 1st, they just said when the release date was. Okay. Okay. So if we're hearing about it now, it's probably about a month from now. That sounds right. Or maybe later this month. So either at the end of this month, which I would imagine is going to be Sisters, or AdMech. It's probably going to be AdMech, then Sisters at the start of next month, and Orcs at the end of next month. It was supposed to come out in April. Warzone Shadowdome? I would imagine, yeah. So I think what we got announced was that. And then the new Cadian stuff is just, yeah. It's upgrading an old kid. I feel like they could have done something a little bit more interesting than that. But that's fine. Yeah. GW renamed most of their armies because they couldn't copyright what is it? Imperial Guard, the Eldar, Dark Eldar, Dark Elves. That's what Drakari are. Primaris Marines as opposed to Space Marines, because if they're Primaris, that's copyrightable, but Space Marine isn't. You know, everyone's got Space Marines. Lizardmen, yeah, that's probably a thing. Like, you know, yeah, it's still a Space Marine, but it's a Primaris Space Marine. You can't have those. That's a GW thing. It's a business thing. And honestly, they wanted to update the models because they wanted more money. Because you can just go on eBay and buy old models. Like, I bought my boys for, like, I want to say, like, I bought 90 or 60 boys for, like, $60, maybe less than that, like maybe $30. Something really low because someone else was getting out of the hobby, so I bought theirs. So they're introducing the new boys in order to make it so that way new people will buy the new models because they're going to be better. They're going to be regular boys, but better is my guess. Based on what they've announced so far, I'm assuming that they're going to be toughness 5. The old names are really iconic, and they talk about them in the books, you know? Thought about starting a Demon's Army of Khorne. Are they any good? Khorne is probably the weakest of the gods right now. And mainly because everything Khorne does, Slaanesh does better, of getting in combat and that kind of thing. So, you know, not... Khorne, unfortunately, is probably my favorite. How are Necrons when it comes to the meta? They are, like, not top tier, but very close. They have a really solid couple of lists that exist. The Silver Tide list is good. Like, if you're not playing competitively, they're incredibly good. If you're playing competitively, you're going to have to try a bit harder than someone else, but, like, you're still, like, Necrons regularly place in events. Drakari are the new hotness. Their book just came out. How's Chaos Undivided doing? That's probably a better way to do it. The Lord of Change, I think, is the only Tzeentch model worth taking out of the Tzeentch demons. The Keepers of Secrets are really good for Slaanesh, as well as the Daemonettes, because they're cheap. Though I think that probably will be going by the wayside because the Drakari just does it better. Where's AdMech at? AdMech is in a weird position where they are a hard counter to Drukhari, which makes them probably the best army in the game. Out of line of sight shooting that is strength 6, with a bunch of guys that you can't charge is like the perfect storm to beating the fuck out of Drukhari, because Drukhari does not like it when you shoot them with strength 6 weapons. They do not like to not be able to charge you, and with those dogs you can use a strat and they fall back. And when they fall back out of range to be charged. So they literally cannot charge you. AdMech sucks at melee. That's not really their thing. They're more of a shooty army. But yeah, I'd say AdMech are probably like top tier. Would you say they do well? Depends on who you're talking about. AdMech, they would do good against Gene Stealers are kind of bad right now. Tyranids have really bizarre lists involving Forge World. I feel like a lot of Xeno stuff kind of has to like hope there was a good Forge World model that came out of the new Imperial Armor book that was good. They've got the Dimechairon, and then for some reason the Hydrule, that weird fucking big plane thing. Again, with the meta revolving around Drukhari now, I feel like, yeah. And just to do the stuff that's good against Drukhari, get the dogs, get the, I forgot what they're called, the big floaty tanks that shoot out of line of sight, and just put the dogs in front of the tanks. And then charge the dogs up, shoot the characters, because you can shoot characters. You probably won't do that much damage, but like if you can get away with it for a bit, they don't really have a defense against you. Disintegrators, maybe. I mean, heavy stubbers, autocannons, that kind of thing are great against Drukhari right now. Because Drukhari, again, do not like strength 6 cheap guns being shot in mass at them. That's just bad news bears. And honestly, in the meta right now, strength 6 weapon with AP something, damage 1, 2 is good. And that's why I like my kill tanks. Because do Tau have any standing? Tau are not good. I would say Tau is probably the worst army in the game right now. And a lot of it has to do with that they didn't get a good Forge World update. It didn't really help them that much. They don't play the objectives. They don't have secondaries that benefit them. Their models are expensive, and they're pretty bad at doing just the basic things you have to do in this game, which is move forward, stand on a point, and then push off to other points. Tau like to castle up, which means they control one spot real good. How are the clowns doing? The clowns are doing fine. Drukhari are better at the same thing. You're going to notice me saying that a lot. Drukhari do a better job than what the clowns are doing. Clowns are one of those weird codexes that's doing well despite the fact that they don't have a codex yet. I think they'll be a lot better once they get their codex. They feel like orcs in that they do fine as long as you know how to play them, but they're better once they get a codex. Tau were really overpowered for a decent chunk of 8th edition. How am I feeling? I'm feeling fine. My hair's just a mess because like I can't tame it anymore. How are Imperial Knights doing? Bad. Both flavors of Knights are bad. Titanic units in general are bad. 400 points for a toughness 8, 24 wound model in a Melta heavy meta. Just bad news bears. I'm running 3 kill tanks, and they're 275 apiece, and have the exact same stat line as Knights. Knights might be playable once they get a codex, or if they get a points drop. If Knights drop about 40% in points, then you could see them on the table again. But right now, they're just not worth taking. I mean, like my hair is just a mess. I don't even. It's whatever. The meta is going to be better once everyone gets their codexes. I feel like they should probably start with the guys that have really shit codexes. I'm happy to have my codex as an orc being announced and coming soon, but I don't feel like Sisters needs theirs just yet. Same with Admech. I think Tau desperately need it. I think Tau should be next. Tau and Gene Stealers need their codex updates. That way they are relevant, you know, because right now they are just bad. It's real bad. But yeah, anyway. That's enough for me for now. I think I'll come back at like 5-ish, assuming I don't feel like shit from the shot. And we'll go from there. They seem to like to release codexes in the order of like what's popular. Might be right. Yeah, we'll do MILF Mansion here in a bit. I didn't get the jab yet. No, I'm going to get one here in just a couple hours or so. So, I don't really have enough time to stream. I had enough time for this because I knew exactly how long it was going to be. And then, yeah. I've done a tier list. I don't know if I still agree with it yet or not. I know Drakari needs to move up the field some because that was pre-Drakari Codex. But I think otherwise it's probably fairly right. It's on After Hours if you want to look for it. It's like in the rating things video playlist. It's probably in the Warhammer one too. Check that, and it's got like where everything is tier list wise, more or less. It's 1 o'clock, so I need to go post up a video. So that's going to be it for me for now. I'll see you guys in a bit.